Hey everybody, Sean here from BoredParacord. Today we're going to make Baby Yoda. Been seeing a ton of them on Paracord on Facebook group. So with that being said, let's jump right into this. I have about 10 inches of neon green here. I have about 2.5 feet of neon green here. Maybe 3 feet, and about 3 feet of gold. You can probably use a little bit less. I always go a little bit more just so I have enough to work with and so that I don't run out. Two other colors I would like to mention for this, other than the neon green and gold. You could also use moss or light tan in any of those combinations. All four of those colors look really good for this. So let's get started. Let's get this piece of neon green out of the way along with this gold. And grab our two ends of our neon green, and then pull everything through your fingers to find your center point, this loop right here. Now slide that loop over your middle finger, and we're going to do what is called a 2-strand diamond knot, and we're going to do it right in the palm of my hand here. So let me zoom in on my hand and get this set up just a little bit different here. That should be good. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do, we have our center point right here. We're going to take the cord and twist this forward so that we have a loop that sits right on top. I'm going to take my ring off so it's not distracting me here. Alright, so we're going to create this loop. And it's not going to be a loop like this where it just goes over, because it'll mess it up that way. You want to flip it over one more time so that this cord is underneath of the loop. Now you're going to take your left working end, which is this one here. You're going to go under this one, over this one, under the center one here, and over the left. So we'll go under. Got a little bit of a twist in there I had to get out. Okay, so we went under, off camera. There it is. Now we're going to go over, under. Hand's got to be in the way there for a second. I'll get it out of the way in just a second here. So once you go under that, pull it up and then pull it over top of that last one there. And you're going to end up with this like figure 8 looking knot where we have kind of this Celtic looking thing here. Now this is our center here, this diamond right in the center. This is going to open up and we're going to bring some strands up through the middle. Now the first thing you want to do is notice that when your finger is around here, there are two cords that go in between your fingers. We're going to wrap these cords around that. So the one on the right, you're going to wrap around the one between your pointer finger and your middle finger. So grab the right cord. It's going to wrap around that cord. I'm going to slide this off my finger. We're just going to take this around that cord that was around your finger here, and then come up through the middle. Just like that. And you're going to do the exact opposite, but the same on the other side. So you got your left one now, and that's going to wrap. I'll put this back on my finger so you can see where it's at. It's going to wrap around the one on the right side of your finger, and then also come up through the middle. So you can see this cord came out here, wrapped around that, and then came up through the middle. Now it's just a matter of pulling on these two cords that you have coming out of the center. And you want to do this pretty slowly. And you're just kind of getting this knot to form. And you're just pulling very slowly to get this. This is one trick that I kind of figured out. If you go like this and just roll them, it'll kind of tighten up that way too. And then you have to go back and kind of fix it a little bit. Now you want to leave this a little loose so that you can work this this little strand out here. There's quite a bit of extra slack there. But what's going to happen, I don't have a key ring, but eventually we'll have a key ring on the end of this. And you can hang that off of whatever, backpack, anything. Now that this is nice and loose here, what we're going to do is grab a piece of green, and you want to measure, I don't know, you probably want to go past past the edge of each side about an inch. So you have about an inch here and about an inch here. And I'm gonna cut. Whoops, I was out of frame there, wasn't I? So yeah, you want to do. We're gonna actually go a little bit longer than that, just to be on the safe side, because we have to put this through a fid. So we're gonna cut that. Now I'm also gonna remove these inner strands. Toss those away. I'm gonna zoom this out just a little. Let's see, where's my fid? Okay, there's a fid. Now you don't have to use a fid, you can actually just heat this up to a point and work it through that way as well. But I've got the fid sitting here, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. So we'll just kind of thread that into the fid. And you want to find a hole that has a matching hole on the other side, which I think if we go, let's see, where's this going to come out at? I'm trying to get it straight through the opposite side. Once you get it through, take it out of your fid. These are going to become the ears. And I think might look best on this side. So you can put it in there, flip it over, and see which side looks best. I think this is going to be the best side for it. And at this point, go ahead and tighten this up. You're basically looking where you have slack and then working that slack throughout the knot. It's not too hard to do. It's just trying to figure out where all that slack's going. See, I just pulled here and I pulled the one that's coming out from the bottom. But the trick that really helps is if you do this and pull at the same time. That really works pretty well. Go ahead and lighten this up a little. There we go. Okay, so one of the things we need to do is make these ears. And one way to do this is to heat up your paracord where the ear is just enough so that it becomes a little stiff when you start to squeeze on it. You're not trying to change the color, and if you're using a torch lighter like I am, you want to be very, very careful about that. I think that's about right. You're just trying to flatten this cord. It might be a little easier if you use like a Bic lighter. These lighters tend to be very, very hot. It's like a mini torch. There we go, starting to do it. And you can see it flattened that right out. And then do it to the other side. I just hit my finger with it. It's getting there. It's almost there. I think that'll be it. You'll start to see the paracord start curling up a little bit, and that's when you know you're about there. Okay, so we've got that. I think, yeah, I don't know which side I picked for the ears. I think it was this side, wasn't it? No, it might have been this side. Yeah, we'll go with this side. Now, Baby Yoda's ears are a little pointy. So you're just going to take this about a ½ inch out, and the end of his ears are going to be about ½ inch away from his head. And you want to do it at a real harsh angle. Make sure you have some really sharp scissors for this. Something like that. Oops, I got some of this stuff all over the table now. And once you do that, hit it with the lighter just to seal the ends up. You can kind of curve that over. Go. And then you have one ear. Real easy to do. We're going to do the other side now. Grab the scissors. Well, the paracord kind of just fell apart right there. All right. Well, we can work with that. That's okay. Mount that ear. And they're a little off, but you can pull it through, so that's not a big deal. Alright, we'll pull those through, flip it over, and that's pretty close. Yeah, I think we'll go with that for now. Might have to touch it up at the very end. Get some of these green fibers off of here now. Okay, so we have the head, we have the inner strands for the body. You can work this big loop out if you want. It's really not a huge deal unless you're using like a key ring. If you just want this as a decorative piece, you can cut those off and seal it right at the top so it doesn't hang on anything. Now I'm gonna have to pause the video for just 1 second. Okay, so let's grab the gold, and this is real easy to do. You're gonna take the gold behind and right under the head, and all we're doing is crossing the left under the right, and we're tying a knot. So go down through the middle with the left cord, pull it off to the right, and it's going to go just like that. See there? Just like that. And then cinch it up against the head. Now you're going to flip, because this has the cross looking thing over it. You're going to flip that over and do the same thing on the back side. So the right over to the left, take your left down through and tie a knot. Okay, center it up, pull it tight. Okay, now flip it back over. You're going to do the same thing again. Left, right over the left, left down through, and pull it tight. And then line these up. They should line up just about like that, so it looks like you have a zigzag pattern going there. Okay, cinch it up. Now we want to make some arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut about 6 inches off of here. Now we won't be using all of that, but it'll be close. Now, to do these arms, I'm going to do something that I haven't seen yet. This is a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut this, I think, might even go a little shorter than that. Yeah, I would say about 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches, and this is just the outer sheath of the paracord. All the inner strands, I took those out. One thing you want to do is grab a fid. Now this is optional. This is the optional part. If you don't have a fid, don't worry about it. Just use the gold piece without doing this step, and I'll show you what I mean in a second here. So I'm putting my fid inside of this gold piece here, and I'm going to heat up the end so that it makes it nice and hollow. Just the end here, so that it gives me a nice opening in the cord. Just like that. And I'll do the same thing on this side. So these are going to be the sleeves of his little robe that he wears. Now with that, we're going to take our neon green, pull the inner strands out, and I'm going to cut a piece that's a little bit longer than that gold piece that we just worked on. And this is where you need the middle size fid, because we're going to be basically going through the center of this, taking our green through there. So I'm just heating this up to a point. Let it cool down for a second. Okay, there we go. Heating that to a point so I can put it in my FID. Just like that. Then we're going to pull this green through here. And these are going to be the hands. I'm going to do something a little different than what I've been seeing. Okay, and we're just going to leave just a tiny, tiny bit for the hands to stick through. Just like that. That's all I want to see. Go ahead and do it again here. Just like that. So those are the hands. And then we're going to heat the ends up so that they don't... It actually would look good frayed out. But you at least want them to seal up so they don't fray all the way through. So just like that. And you're just hitting this super fast just to melt the ends. And that's basically going to be the arms going through here. So we've done 2 on the front side. So flip this back over and then start your next one. So you're going left, right over left, flip this through to make your knot, and then just leave it at this point because you're going to weave your arms through here. Now you want it to go, you want these arms to go over the 2 center green strands here, but when you tighten this up, you want it to go through to the other side. Just like that. Just gotta get this a little tighter. This may not work. I didn't think this one through all the way. So that's gonna go... Okay, I see what we can do. So we're gonna put it through here. Through this little loop here, and down through the same loop on the other side. Pull everything tight. I'm not sure if this is going to work either. This is the only part I haven't done yet. Sorry about that. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work. That might be too far down. Yeah, I think it needs to go up one. Maybe if we put it on this side. There we go. I think that's what we need to do. Now tie it. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll just make the back our front. So we have our hands there now that are green. That one pulled through a little, but we can fix that at the end. That's not a big deal. Alright, so that's now our front. So once we have that, flip it back over. Apologize, I should have done that before I started this. Do another knot here. Make sure it lines up with the other one. There we go. Flip it back over, see where we're at on this side. Make sure it cinches up. You don't want any green showing through here. Left over the middle, right over the left, down and through. And now that I'm looking at this, you can probably make these arms a little bit longer. I would say go 2 inches, and you'd be perfectly fine doing that. Cinch up, pull tight. And I think we'll do one more. It'll be all right. Okay, flip it back over again. Every time you tie a knot, flip it back over. 180 degrees. All right, tie this one. Line it up. There we go. Flip it back over. I think we're almost there. Just need to cinch this guy up. Okay. We'll do this last one here. Tie that knot. And center it. Here we go. All right, pull that nice and tight. Now we need to cut these ends here and then melt them in place. So we'll just make this cut right up against the body. Hit this with a little heat, lightly, just enough to melt it, just barely. And then use your smoothing tool to finish that down in there. Same thing on the other side. There we go. Starting to get there. Alright, get that nice and tight. You know what? You can actually turn his head around. I like the other side better anyway. There we go. Alright. I just spun his head around, did a 180 on his head. Okay, so once you get that, what we're going to do is cut these off at the bottom and melt them in place. And that just locks everything in place. So make sure it's nice and cinched up before you do this part. Get that nice and melty. And there we have it. It's our baby Yoda with hands. I'm going to have to fix that. I'm going to have to get in there with some needle nose pliers, pull those out. And then what you can do is hook a key ring to this or a clip, and you can hang it. You can even use this, if it's long enough, as a zipper pull. That'd be really cool, actually. Make this into a zipper pull and put that on your jacket to zip your jacket up and down. I hope I did this to you guys' liking. It's a little bit harder than I thought it would be. This is the first one that I've done with the hands, but I think it turned out pretty good. It looks really cool. The ears, I would say the ear on the right is a little bit better than the ear on the left, but they still definitely look like Yoda ears. Yeah, I hope you like this. Don't forget, this is neon green and gold for this version. You can use moss and light tan also. Those both found on our site. Just search the color and you'll find them pretty easily, and it's the 550 cord. Use 2 different size fids here if you're interested in doing the arms like I did. The middle size fid and then the 550. We sell a 3-pack, which actually I think we're out of right now, but we do sell a 3-pack with the large, medium, and small for doing microcord. That's probably the best way to do that so that you save a little bit of money. And I'm glad you took the minute out of your day to check this video out. I hope it did you guys a good video. And until next time, paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy Paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.